Today, we have a weekly David Dobrik update, and it's not good. David is being called out for promoting a major $6 million scam. The drama between Jeff and David is still going on, and David returned to YouTube this week, and you guessed it, he's giving away more Teslas. It's a mess, so let's get into it. David Dobrik returned to YouTube this week after taking over a month off. During the month David took off of YouTube, a lot of stuff happened. Jeff spoke out about David and even started a lawsuit against him, and Casey Neistat released a documentary showing David in a not so good light. After everything that's happened this month, a lot of people were expecting David to take a longer break than only a month. I mean, David was quite literally exposed at a nationwide film festival. It was pretty bad. Of course, David had to come back with something huge. And I think his new video was extremely planned and well thought out to try and do just that. The new video is called Hot Tub with an International Model, even though that's not really the focus of the video. David shows himself doing nice gestures for his friends throughout the entire video. David surprised his friend Susie with her favorite artist, 50 Cent. He also put in a clip of Susie's mom going on and on about how good David is and f*** everyone who says he isn't. He also promoted his friend's protein powder company called Zila, and he made a really emotional voiceover about all his friend's successes. He even tagged the company in his description, which he never does, and he showed his friend giving away a Tesla. Obviously, it's supposed to be a feel-good video to distract you from what David did to his other friend, Jeff. The strange thing is, you literally can't find even one negative comment under his video. You would think after all the drama with Jeff and the huge documentary, there would be at least a handful of negative comments. A lot of the comments even sound like bot comments. There's a lot of weird profile pictures and repeated comments, and I don't know, it just seems really suspicious. Also this week, Jeff spoke out about the whole David situation again. A lot of people have been wondering where Jeff stands with Jason. Jeff and Jason have always been really good friends, and Jason even sometimes co-hosts Jeff's podcast. After David's podcast, where he addressed Jeff and the accident, Jeff didn't know how to feel about Jason. Jason sat there and really gave David a pass on pretty much everything. Jason told Jeff that he was going to be there to speak for him since Jeff didn't want to go himself. But Jason did the exact opposite. Jason was trying to tell David throughout the whole podcast that Jeff was really going to appreciate this video and him addressing everything. And as you guys know, Jeff hated every moment of it. Obviously, Jeff didn't appreciate the podcast episode, and now there's kind of a rocky relationship between Jeff and Jason. Someone asked Jeff if he's still mad at Jason over the Views podcast, and Jeff said that he hasn't talked to Jason, he doesn't want to be gaslit by him, and some things just can't be repaired.
Are you mad at Jason Nash still from the Views podcast? Has he tried to talk to you afterwards? He actually
Oh, he accidentally group texted us.
Yeah, he group texted all of us. He meant to just text Brandon, and I mean, it was like just.
I was with Steven, and I was super stoned, and I saw the text, and he's like, Steven was like, "Yo, text back." Sure, I got it, because he wanted his kids to get picked up in the morning or something.
Yeah.
And I was gonna be like, "Yeah, that's doable."
Yeah, but no. Yeah, I think he tried. I just didn't want to talk. I don't know. I don't want to get gaslit. You know, thanks for teaching me that we're trying to make peace. And, you know, sometimes peace can't be made. You know, sometimes the other guy, just not doable.
Some people also think that David is using other members of the vlog squad as a pawn in his fight with Jeff. Jeff's biggest fear with speaking out about David was the possibility of losing all his friends. He knew there was always that risk because his friends are heavily involved and rely on David for their careers. You would think David's friends might want to lay low right now and not come across as taking sides or even supporting David right now. But nope. Last week, both David and Karina posted the exact same TikTok of them in a hot tub together. Now, here's the weird part. This TikTok is old. Karina posted a TikTok of her and David in a hot tub all the way back in November of 2021. So why post an old video now when David is getting tons of backlash? David also went on to make it the title of his video this week. Karina was so close to being in the same position as Jeff that day, and she almost was if David didn't put her down when he did. You would think she would have a little bit more sympathy for Jeff. Finally, let's talk about the story of the day, the $6 million alleged scam that David promoted and profited from. As you guys know, NFTs have become a huge topic online, and you've probably even seen some of your favorite influencers promoting them. You've also probably seen influencers being called out for promoting an NFT that turned out to be a scam. That's exactly what David Dobrik did. David Dobrik jumped on his Instagram story for less than a minute, pretending like he was getting into NFTs, and promoted one called Bored Bunny to his audience.
So I wanted to get my feet a little more wet with some NFTs, if you know what I mean. So I kind of went to the tippy top of the NFT world, and check this out. I got a bored bunny. And not only is it a bored bunny, but it looks like me. Look at that. We have the same hat. It's so sick. If you're young and naive, just like my brother, and want to get into NFTs, you should check out Bored Bunny. They have literally over 150,000 people in their Discord, so it's like a ginormous ass group chat. If you're interested at all, just start it on their Instagram page. All right, let me know.
A Twitter user whose entire page is dedicated to calling out NFT scams actually called David out and said it was a scam. They tweeted, "Welcome David Dobrik to the long list of influencers promoting scams. 0.4 ETH to 0.059 ETH within 90 days, and the team has disappeared with 6 million. Even Jake Paul got called out for promoting the same Bored Bunny NFT.
I got my own customized Bored Bad Bunny NFT. They made this just for me with the boxing gloves, all this detail. These NFTs are sick. They're minting right now. And y'all could go check out their Discord and be a part of the mint. Go crazy."
Now look, I'm not going to pretend like I know anything about NFTs or crypto or anything like that. To me, it just seems like a big headache and I have no interest in it. But someone who does have interest in it and has had first-hand experience with some of these scams is FaZe Banks. FaZe Banks witnessed 4 of his FaZe members get suspended for promoting and participating in a crypto scam. They pretty much promoted it, raised its value, and then dumped it. They profited majorly, while their fans lost money and suffered. Banks responded to the Twitter user who called out David Dobrik and gave his opinion on Bored Bunny and David's promotion of it. He said, "They offered me $500,000 to $750,000 upfront for a story post / follow. I think it's worth noting that I didn't make this mistake only because I've taken the time to educate myself. A lot of these influencers take deals brought to them by their management, treated as a product campaign." He also attached a text from them showing how extremely eager they were to get him to promote their NFT and offering him anywhere from $500,000 to $750,000 just for a follow and a quick Instagram story. Someone responded to Banks and said, "Saddest part is, you are one of the very few creators who know what to do in these situations. Turning down $500,000 bag for future reputation in a new world is not an easy decision." And Banks responded and said, "That's the thing. I was introduced to crypto with these garbage brand deals in the first place. I know what it feels like to be on the side of ignorance. That's what this ultimately boils down to. It's a shame, but I personally know David and I know how this must have went down." Banks took it a step further and actually announced that he went on David's Views podcast to educate him on NFTs and all the scams out there.
Finished recording Views, David Dobrik's podcast with him, Jason, and Natalie. We went into some really bare bones, just education on the space, really what NFTs are, the vision, the future of the my history with it, and why I'm so, heavily invested and interested in it. And ultimately came to a resolution on a make good for his misstep in the space. This Bored Bunny thing was the first and last time he participated in a deal like this, and this was brought to him by outside management, and he didn't know what he was doing. To kind of dumb it down, if that didn't make much sense, this rug pull garbage Fiverr project, Bored Bunny, approached David. They approached me as well, as you saw a few slides ago, and offered him somewhere in the ballpark of $100,000. David looked at it through the lens of, NFTs are hot, cool, everybody's talking about them. David got paid, and people got, which is just all bad.
He also said that David wants to try to rectify the situation and will be putting the $100,000 he was paid to promote it back into the ecosystem.
And ultimately, he was paid $100,000 somewhere in that ballpark, and he's ready and willing to distribute that money back into the ecosystem, whether it be to board bunny holders, whatever. We're gonna brainstorm that and figure out a good solution for that. But he doesn't want the money. He wants to put it back into the ecosystem, and he wants to, more than anything, learn.
Here's my thing. Even though it's good David had Banks on to educate him and he's planning on doing good with the money, it still doesn't take away from what he did. Sure, David probably has no idea about NFTs or crypto or anything like that, but then why take the deal? I'm sure he knows about all the influencers being called out for promoting these scams. You would think he would be a little bit more careful, especially right now when he's not everyone's favorite. What about all his fans that went out and bought this NFT under his recommendation? Plus, it's like, why even risk your reputation like that for $100,000? $100,000 to David is absolutely nothing. This is the man that buys his friends Teslas every week and gets huge brand deals with legit companies like SeatGeek. To risk your fans' money for $100,000 is just so irresponsible. If something sounds too good to be true, most of the time, it probably is. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think about everything down below. Do you think David knew the risk and he just didn't care because of the money? Or do you think he had no idea? Let me know, and I'll see you next time.